Hey there, Morbid Maniacs. It's time for another spooky video. And for tonight's spooky video, I am going to be playing a paranormal game of which I have never played before on my channel. And this paranormal game is very similar to the Red Book game where you ask questions and it's supposed to like give you an answer, like the ghosts or whatever. Also very similar to like whenever you ask tarot cards questions. Don't know how this is going to work out, but I got a new backdrop for my horror setup. I've never filmed in this room before and you can hear a lot of noises, so if it's really noisy and it doesn't work out, just let me know. But I thought that this background was really cool and that it'd be like a cool little backdrop for my horror videos, but I don't know. If it's too noisy, I'll just go back in front of Larry. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to go ahead and get into the instructions and then I'm going to go play the game for you guys. Players. At least one principal. Additional players may take part as well. If there are two or more players, designate one player the first principal. Requirements. You'll need a deck of playing cards. This deck must be a standard French-suited deck of 52 cards, although a specific brand is not required. Discard the jokers. So mine is not like a classic playing card deck. I am going to be using my horror playing cards for this, which I don't really think it matters as long as it's playing cards. You'll need some salt, a candle, a lighter or matches, and a dark, quiet room. Instructions. The invitation. Begin at any time. Go to the dark, quiet room. If it is daytime, draw the curtains. Bring your supplies with you. If there are two players, sit opposite from each other. If there are three or more players, sit in a circle. Place the candle near you and light it. Place a deck of cards in front of you. If there are two players, place it between the players. If there are three or more players, place it in the center of the circle. Sprinkle a small amount of salt on the cards. Shuffle the deck of cards thoroughly. If there is more than one player, have each player shuffle them. Begin with the first principal, then pass the deck to the player opposite you if two players, or around the circle clockwise if three or more players. When the cards have returned to the first principal, deal out the first 18 cards face down in front of you, between the players if two players, or in the center of the circle if three or more players. The cards should be arranged in 3 columns, with each column containing 3 rows of 2 cards each. Have the first principal ask the following question. Are the spirits willing to speak with us tonight? The first principal should then hold their hand over the dealt out cards, hovering over each card for a few seconds in turn. When the first principal feels heat emanating from one card, they should turn that card over. This is the spirit telling you to pick this card or whatever. If the card is a heart, the answer is yes. If the card is a spade, the answer is no. If the card is a diamond, the answer is maybe. If the card is a club, the answer is I don't know. Depending on the answer to this first question, proceed along with one of the following paths. If the answer is yes, you may proceed. Remove the card that was just turned over from the playing field and deal another card face down in its place. Continue to the conversation. If the answer is no, do not proceed. Continue immediately to the farewell. I probably won't do that because, like, what's the fun in doing it if it's just going to say no? So I probably will continue playing the game because I like to break the rules. If the answer is maybe, proceed with caution. Continue to the conversation, but be on your guard. If at any moment any players begin to feel apprehensive, hear anything unusual, or experience a physical touch of any sort, continue immediately to the farewell. If the answer is I don't know, proceed with caution. Continue to the conversation, but be on your guard. If at any moment any players begin to feel apprehensive, hear anything unusual, or experience a physical touch of any sort, continue immediately to the farewell. If you do not feel any heat emanating from a card, the invitation has failed. Continue to the farewell. Try again another time. Each player may take turns asking questions, alternating players if 2 players, or moving clockwise around the circle if 3 or more players. Each player may ask only 1 question per turn. After the player asks their question, they should hold their hands over the cards as in the invitation step 10. When the player feels heat emanating from one card, they should turn that card over. The answer may be interpreted according to suit as previously described. After a question has been answered, the card which answered that question should be removed from the playing field. Deal out another card face down in its place before proceeding to the next question. Note, if a question is asked and the player feels no heat emanating from a card, the spirit has chosen not to answer. Move on to the next player. In this event, there is no need to remove or replace a card in the playing field before asking the next question. Players may proceed in this fashion for as long as they desire. If at any moment any players begin to feel apprehensive, hear anything unusual, or experience a physical touch of any sort, continue immediately to the farewell. The farewell. To end the game, have the first principal speak the word goodbye, blow out the candle, gather up the cards, and sprinkle a small amount of salt over them. Have the first principal shuffle the cards thoroughly. Do not use the deck of cards again. Obviously, I'm going to use the deck of cards again because I like this deck of cards. I like to break the rules, as I said before. Don't always follow me. It says, additional notes. You may begin the game at any time, however, nighttime is recommended. You may use any type of candle, although it is recommended that your choice be in some sort of holder. A pillar candle in a glass jar is recommended as there is little chance of it falling over. The card should be dealt out in the following information, and it shows like a diagram. If you reach a point where question after question goes unanswered, consider that your cue to end the game. Proceed to the farewell. An alternate version of this game may be found here. This version is more elaborate but may also be slightly safer due to more safeguards being put into place during the setup. Concerning the deck of cards. As an extra precaution, considering burning the deck after the farewell has been completed. Not going to do that. This will ensure that it is never used again. Should the deck be used again, even by accident, well, don't. Just don't. You don't want to know what happens if you do. Actually, I do. So I am going to wait until later when it gets a little bit darker, and then I'm going to ask my questions and play the game for you guys. And I will let you know how it goes. Now, I would like to put a little disclaimer out there and say that I'm only playing this game for fun. You shouldn't always copy what I do in my videos because I do a lot of crazy stuff. I don't want to be held responsible for anyone, bringing anything upon themselves or anything like that. So play at your own risk. So if you guys can't see all that well. Alright, you guys, so this is going to be round 2 because I literally played this game and I was getting like the things mixed up, like what the yes and the no were, so I'm like starting fresh. So I'm probably still speaking to the same spirit, but are there any spirits that are willing to talk with me tonight? You're supposed to feel heat coming from one of them. And I got a club. I don't know. You answered. Are me and Josh meant to be? Sorry, Josh, if you're watching. Oh! Hearts. That means yes. Ooh, baby, you hear that? We're meant to be. Will I reach 1,000 subscribers on my channel this year? I don't know. Let's see. Are me and Josh gonna have babies in the future? Sorry, Josh, if you're watching this. Some of you probably don't want to know. Are we gonna have babies in the future? So what was the club? I don't know. Which means I don't know. And it's got Scream Ghostface on it. Okay. Am I gonna meet Sabrina and Tiffany this year? Oh, I got a spade. That means no. Am I gonna get to visit any of the haunted places that I've talked about on my channel this year? Yay! It says yes! Woohoo! You have to put another card in the card's place that you asked the question. Are things gonna look up for me in 2019? Clubs means I don't know. Let me think of another question. Am I going to Disney World in 2019? No. Boo. Are the spirits that I see really my cats that have passed on? Aw. Yes. Will I get to visit Salem, Massachusetts soon? It's a place I've always wanted to visit. No. That's okay. We will in the future. Will I get my license this year? No. Will I find another job in 2019? The diamond means maybe. This is a joke. Is Josh a butthole? It said no. I beg to differ. You are a butthole. Is there anything that are in my goals that I will accomplish this year? Yes. Are the signs that I get every day really from the universe? I'm starting to believe this is really real because I got a yes. Even though I really don't want to ask this question, but is what happened over the past few months because of the poem that I read out loud? You guys, I just got goosebumps. Yes. Will I see another ghost in 2019? A human ghost? Clubs means I don't know. So that was the game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a big old thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and become a morbid maniac. Let me know what you think of this new setup. Let me know if you heard or seen anything unusual, or if you have ever played this game and you got any like answers out of it. Feel free to let me know that as well. And I will see you guys in my next video.